We had to wait almost 19 years for a new Airbus A320 model in delivery of Qatar Airways. Now it is finally here, but is it any good? We'll find out right after the drop. With that, hello and welcome to a new episode of Review, where we today will take a closer look at an Airbus A320-200 of Qatar Airways. At the front of the box we have a cutout so we can get a glimpse of the aircraft model inside, and on top of the box we have the Qatar Airways branding. The backside of the box unfortunately is yet another example of Herpa Wings' really dreadful box design. I really hope they soon will change it, although they have of course said they won't. So the only thing of interest here is simply the fact that this model is a limited edition. And here she is, the Airbus A320-200 in the current livery of Qatar Airways. As I said in the beginning of the video, we've had to wait almost 19 years for a new Airbus A320 in scale 500 in the Qatar Airways livery, as the previous model was released by Herpa Wings in 2003. And now in 2022, we finally have the new model here in front of us, and that of course calls for a closer look to see what it actually has to offer. And as always, we start our tour around the aircraft model with a look at the tail section, where we on the vertical stabilizer find the Qatar Airways branding. On the fuselage we then have the flag of Qatar and of course the aircraft type specification, and towards the very tail of the aircraft we do also have a bit of detailing around the APU exhaust. At the front of the aircraft and across the fuselage we find the writing of Qatar. We also find the name of the airline in Arabic writing, and of course we also have a One World logo, of which Qatar Airways is a full member, alongside some static ports and sensors that have been printed on. Underneath the nose we can find the aircraft type specification, which leads us to the cockpit section itself, where we find the cockpit windows and the window wipers have been printed on. Underneath the cockpit windows we then find some more Arabic writing, which I assume is either the name of the aircraft or the airline, but feel free to let me know in the comment section below. If we then look at the engine nacelles, they have been kept in the same grey color as we find across the fuselage, and have the silver leading edge printed on alongside the Qatar Airways branding and some safety relevant markings. Herpa has done a great job with that. Also, the physical detailings of these engines I think Herpa is doing rather well with, especially here when we look into the front, where we very nicely can see the engine fan blades. Then on the fuselage, just above the wings, we find the emergency exits have been printed on, which leads us straight to the wings, which we should definitely also take a closer look at, starting off with the top side, where we can see the different flaps, slats and spoilers have been carved out very nicely, and we have the markings for the emergency exits printed on as well. The underside of the wings offers us some more nice physical detailing, and also the full registration code of the aircraft that has been printed on once more. The A320 does also come with these lovely winglets, which in this case Herpa has done very nicely, both in the physical detailing and also with the print. And then the A320 of course comes with the standard landing gear that Herpa uses for all the Airbus A320 family aircraft models. That's a good thing for the main landing gear, which looks very nice. Not such a good thing for the front landing gear, which definitely is totally oversized and just does not look as good as previous generations of Herpa Wings models. And of course has no printed details whatsoever. Then on the belly of the aircraft we find the writing of Qatar, or at least what it's supposed to be, because it has been destroyed by a hole in the fuselage by Herpa Wings for a stand which is not included with this aircraft model, making it completely pointless. And then last but not least, we do also have the doors to the cargo compartments printed on here at the back of the aircraft and here at the front of the aircraft. So there we have it, the Airbus A320-200 in the current standard livery of Qatar Airways from Herpa Wings in scale 1 to 500. And what can we say about this aircraft model? I can't lie, since we had to wait almost 19 years for this aircraft model, I had really high expectations, but I'm happy to say that they were mostly met. Now, the model can't quite escape all the usual Herpa nonsense, so we do still have a hole in the fuselage which destroys a print for no good reason, and we have the massively oversized front landing gear. But on the other hand, for once we actually have a cockpit shape and nose shape that doesn't look completely butchered. Actually, I would say it almost looks good. And we also have really nicely pulled off winglets. This is, however, a thing that needs to be checked on an individual basis from model to model, whether Herpa has managed to bend these winglets correctly. Unfortunately, these days Herpa is very inconsistent with them, so I highly recommend to check that out before buying any model or any A320 family aircraft model from Herpa Wings that comes with these winglets. Also, the print quality from Herpa Wings is really excellent on this aircraft model, and of course course, at least in my opinion, the Qatar Airways livery really does suit an A320. So overall, I'm really happy with this aircraft model and would definitely say that it is worth having in one's collection. So on this rather positive note, it is time to end today's episode. If you have enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave a like. That would be very much appreciated. And of course, if you are new around here, why not hit subscribe? That would be absolutely awesome. With that, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.